maybe you can stand here, so everybody can get a bird's eye view. Okay. Okay, ready? Okay. You must be in the front row. Okay. Ready to begin? Up. Let's do it. Yeah. Let's do it the gung for fu. Just for fu. Yeah, the A form. Ready? Begin. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Someone's calling me for the volume. Right? I don't know any time that person. I don't know any time that guy is more attentive than when my speaker is off.
Oh, was it on?
No, I just turned on because I don't want to hear that. But my volume can be on at any point. But anyways, testing 1, 2. Okay, actually, when we go through these forms, we actually rush a little bit. So even with a count, we rush. So without completing the movement, we don't actually develop the structure integrity. So let's, even though you've thought this is going to be a third time, let's stop at each position and then do a little bit of minute adjustments. Okay, so when we're going to start off, we're like this, right? Then we're 1. Right? So this goes here, this goes here. So it's 1, 2, 3. Right? So that's what has to happen. 1, 2, 3. When you move, it becomes 1. Right? 2, 3. Pause. Okay. So pause. Okay. Now when you're in this position, it shouldn't be too high. Should be shoulders be relaxed. Step 1, 2. Bend, pivot. 1, pause. Right? So you have to get consistent with the back fist in a position, right? So it comes from here and here. Okay. Now so memorize that position, right? Little bit too down. Round it out, yeah. Okay, good. And actually, don't tilt too much, Pegrit. Don't tilt so much. Yeah, don't lean over. Sink. Yeah. Yeah, this shoulder's a little too high. Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. So this is here. This is cupped forward, and this can stay there, but not too open. Okay, sink down the stance. Let's see if this is working for you. Okay. Oh, okay. Relax a little bit. Don't overtuck. Right. Okay. Now sliding step punch. So when you slide 1, now from here 2. So it should be nose, your fist, and your knee. Right? Nose, your fist, and the knee. Right? Right. Okay. From there, it's a little long on the arm, a little bit too far out. This is a short punch. Okay, lean forward a little bit, the knees here. No, don't move the foot. Keep the foot there. Knee, more. Yeah, okay.
It's difficult to stand like this.
It's difficult to stand like this. No. It's not that difficult. It's okay. Well, That's because you're bringing more weight to it. Forward, forward, forward. Okay. It is more difficult. Okay. So you're here. Right. Here. 1, 2. Pause. Right. Step. Now this sometimes we don't finish the push. You have to push. Okay. Now you're here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So you're here. This solar flex right here. Right. Okay. Now next movement. Okay. As long as you can back off a little, because you might go out the window. Right. So we're here. Right. Now step to here. Remember we worked on that footwork. Offset. 1. Okay, now we're in the vertical elbow position. This is about maybe eyebrow level from here, because they're a little higher than the normal high block heel, right? 1, 2. Okay, next. 3. Pull your shoulder back. Pull your back, but the shoulders rolled forward. Rolled short. 1, 2. Okay, now right from here, drop your elbow. 3. Sliding step. 4. Turn. Leave your back. Inner leaning. Knee over there. 2. Sliding step. 3. Okay. Step. Pass through center. Corner back fist. Sliding step. Boom. Okay. Set it up. No, you're still over here. You're gonna see if after you punch, you don't want to set it up over here. You want to set it up here. Then when you turn your back and slice. Boom. Yeah. So slice. Yeah. Okay. So you slice and you draw. You punch. Yeah. Yeah. So you punch. You begin to turn and then draw. That creates the dual action, right? Then you're going to take a sliding step and punch. Okay, just like the second form, reach behind your elbow, draw through elbow. Strike down. Back fist. And you square your shoulders, offset horse. So this foot should be over more, right? And then the shoulders here. So here, don't have your arm under the elbow. It's claw the hand like this. Bend the wrist, and then you're here, shoulder like this. Knee forward, a little more. Okay, good. So remember that now. Remember that. Okay, next. 1, step back. Sink your stance. Turn and push and drop your elbows, right? Turn, go. Palm strike. It's just a little bit so that your elbow's down. Don't overextend the elbow. It can cup the fingers though. A full paw. Yeah. Right. In here like this. Right. Make a claw. And okay. And then you're gonna grab. And you drop the elbow a little. No, this way. This way in. Like that. So your palm. So because when you're like this, your elbows out. Turn a little bit. Just the center of this. Yeah. Okay, and then from there, grab. Side kick. Turn. So turn, hold it, shoulder height first. Shoulder height here. Right? This stance should be here. So you're here. So really, this is just attaching, sort of. And then when you come forward, you thrust. In other words, you're pressing down on the way forward. Yeah. Okay, then, so this is actually a little bit to here. Yeah. Then you sink down. 1, 2, 3. Cross. Okay, there's your dragon, flaps his tail. Same hand position as your corner back fist. So where should it be? should be here. Well, actually, stance a little bit like this. You should be you should be on a 45 line. No. This toe should be here. Yeah, and then bring that foot back that way, the other way. Yeah, so that when you turn, the wulong by me should be here. Okay, now turn, spin and jump. Spin, jump. Set up your elbow for the water punch. How do you set it up? Yep. Your setup should be built into your transition eventually, right? So after you jumped, then you're here, right? So there's your setup. You set up like this, and then your straight line there, step, high, step, palm, step, wind it up, high, step, palm, hold. So your palm. So this is where you have to get your power here. Tuck your thumb. Okay, now, so it's a little bit too much in. It's right here. So then from there, it shouldn't be like that. Okay, then step up and press. Then you cutting hand first. Trap. Pull back and sink. Back fist. So you go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this can be a little longer than the back fist because you're here. And then you're in your stance, right? Now step up and uppercut. Jump. Hop. And punch. No. Oh, let's go do that again. Get back in the horse stance, yeah. So you're in a full horse stance now. So after you're here, you lift this, then you're going to switch feet and then punch to here. Here, punch. Oh, so when we're here, come back through center and then punch. So your foot's not back enough. More, a little bit, yeah, like that. And then your body should be here. Like that. So your hip should be turned here more, a little bit more. Yeah, like that. So you always have to, in a leaning stance, you should always close this there, yeah. And then lean forward a little bit over here, but the punch is here. Punch is there, and your elbow is here. So between here and here is a line. Okay, so yeah. Sink down a little bit, and then feel that position, right? So then at the same time, your body is like this. So turn like that, right? And then next 1, 2, sweep. Okay, let's do that again. So, well, you okay? Yeah. So when we're here, this hand goes through here to here. So there's a side hand like this, right? And then once your side hand goes to here, you're going to pull this foot back. This hand comes like you're doing a butterfly. And then this foot goes back as this one straightens. Yeah, into this posture. Okay. So, okay, let me see. So we're here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, and that. So the sweep is actually using the back of your leg, right? You're here. 1. Now you're using the heel. Sweep. Sweep. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Then from there, after you sweep, you push. Then you adjust. Cover. Big step, cover, black tiger. So black tiger, yeah, it's good there. It's with the angle position. One thing about social distancing, I gotta walk a lot. Okay, ready? Okay, now From there, dragon claw, cross step. So this one's a dragon, but it's a little bit longer because you're not doing this. You're moving away. So you're moving away. So it can be longer. You have that same dragon in the butterflies, right? In the butterfly swords, you go like this in the horse stance. So it's just different from this. So, okay, now turn, chunkyo. Sliding step punch. Cutting hand, sink. Just relax, cut. Just try that again. Punch. Okay, so cut one at a time. Ready? John, cut. 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 And okay, so all different versions. I see a lot. That just shows you how a cutting hand is so versatile because it's so different. Yeah. No, but just think of this. You have a diagonal goes from shoulder to hip, right? So we stood here like this with a cross hand, right? And we go like this. That's a cutting hand, right? 1, 2, 1, 2. Both of those are cutting hand. This is palm out. This is palm down, right? This and this are about the same type of motion. Hook, right? Cuts. So if you're here, so when you do this, the hand goes across, you sink the elbow, drop here, and turn. So when you're here, that's essentially what has to happen, right? So you're here, you move and turn. Huh? Sink the elbow, pull. Yeah, lead elbow. First part is this. She punches. 1. Here, 45 degree. Sink and turn, right? So that leads to the, so your hand, so gesture with the hand. See my hand. So the hand, as this starts to draw in, I cut. So now I have strength here, but the direction movement is led here, and I'm sinking. So you create the sinking force, that's chim, right? Sink. Sinking force, turning and drawing, because the drawing becomes part of your turning of your waist, right? So when I'm here, I'm drawing like that. So this and this are tied together. This is tied together. So every dimensional change that you made in the arm became a dimensional change in your body. So those movements have to be compatible. So when we're here, you turn, sink, right, and turn. Then from here, you bick. Then you sink your elbow, bick, you turn, bick. Then you sink your elbow, you lift in the vertical direction, but you lift the body, you turn, you grab, turn, and you punch. And then the hand goes to the opposite side, does the same thing. So breaking it down to define the angular position, direction of movement. Now everyone's gonna evolve differently because everybody's body, aside from sizes and shapes, it's really wired slightly differently, and your body doesn't recognize a lot of the movements right away because you haven't done it enough. But once you do it enough, you've done it a lot in form, but it's not consistent, or the perception is a little bit different because we're interpreting what we think the movement should be like. So the body is picking up what you're telling it to do, but it's not completely, on track. So when you punch and you find your 45 line, you follow that line. Because we're changing directions, we have to sink and pull back. Then the gesturing of the hand. If I relax my hand, then it becomes like this. If I flip my hand, then it becomes this. So it depends on your intent of movement, right? Your hands are just So how you create the action is really based on, that's part of the execution. Right? So we're facing the back, all right? We punched, cutting hand, cut, big, hun is curl, make a circle, punch, step, cut, big, grab, punch, flip, push, flip, sink, push, step, prepare the hand, 1, 2, 3, cover, big, cover, black tiger. Okay, turn, draw, sliding step punch, close, 1, 2, 3. So, even though we go through it over and over again, in many classes, it's still something that has to be, gone through in your head, so you kind of house that information. But because we're always running through the forms and sometimes missing the point. So, but anyways, while we're in the middle of this, I think I'll just do the promotion before the end of the class, and then that way, Irina. So remember all those details, right, Irina? All those details. So by next week it should be perfect, and yeah. So you can. I'm gonna give you a promotion. Yeah. Yeah. Did you see her drum? Okay. Paul went to get his camera, I think. Paul, you want to get your camera? Okay. So while Irina has been working in the kungfu, but she's actually does a lot of the tai chi stuff too. So actually, she deserves this. Okay, ready? So you can come up this way. Yeah, over here. Yeah. Okay, ready? Then you bow. Yeah. Okay, and salute. Okay, good. So while she's got to fumble with the kungfu stuff that all levels need to do, she can work on that, and then she doesn't have to walk away when we do fuhak. She can learn it now. But okay. So Paul, you have the privilege of teaching her a little bit of fuhak now. Okay. All right. So let's. So any questions on those few things? That it, even though kungfu is a form that it seems pretty basic, it's actually got some pretty good transitions in it. And in those transitions, they actually carry through to some other forms too. So it doesn't really matter what the form is, just the execution. One of the things that we struggled with is trying to define the levels, right? So levels are hard to define because everyone's so different, and then there's so many different age brackets, so it's really hard to, on a traditional school, it's really, seniority really is based on who started first. It doesn't really tie into belts. So, but belts actually help out in this determining who can actually teach. So, anyways, so let's go through fuhak. Right. Okay, ready? Eyes stare straight ahead. Ready? Begin. Up. Yeah, she can do the opening of fuhak. Like Gongji. Ready? Begin. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Thrust. 3. Yeah. Paul, use the mirror. Use the mirror. So you do it together. And then next, go. 1, 2, 3. So everything you want to define every move. 1. Now use your body, turn, lift, 3, 4. So by activating some of that torso movement, then it becomes part of your movement. Because if you don't activate it at some point, it's not going to ever move. It's going to stay what you thought it should be. But that was when we learned the sequence and you copied or mimic someone else. But when you're here and you're here and we're here and you cut, all of these subtle motions, so your whole body should feel that expression of movement from the bottom, from the sole of your feet to the top of your head should be in part of those movements, because you're rooted to the ground and your body does this compensation. So here, right, push over here and then open, right, then close, then draw, push, draw, push, and then his hands a little further back. Right? Draw, push, draw. So keep this hand here. Yeah, and this, try to straighten his wrists. Okay, ready, go. Extend, lift. That's a pow, chim. That's sinking, thrust, sink, form the fist. Now when you form the fist, right, after you sink, then right. So you're really recreating that structure. Then you punch. Then you punch. Then you fold and turn. So when you fold, you turn, right? So now your shoulder connects with this hand. Then you open the stance. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Sink. Try to turn the heels, yeah, a little bit, and then. So actually, can you actually narrow the stance a little bit? Yeah. And then spread the knees. And grab the floor with your toes. And then from here, open. Yeah. From here. 1, 2. Open. So did a little bit too high. Shoulders a little tight. Yeah. 3. 1. 1. 2. 3. 4. Just 1, 2, right? 1, 2, 3. Okay. So that's closing. Okay. Right. 1, 2, 3. Push. 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 Elbow up. Up. Down. Thrust. Close. 1. So when you go to the side, don't reach with the legs. Turn the spine. And try to leave the hips. But you have shifting, but it's like you're driving it from your back. Again, ready? 1, go to your left. Push, go to your right. Push, go to your left. Push, go to your right. Okay, go to your left again. Go to your left. Yeah, don't shift so much. In fact, when you go this way, feel your body going the opposite way. But leave your stance. Push, go the opposite way. You feel that this leg gets, and then come back to center. 1, 2. If you go in the same way, what ends up happening, your legs start getting wobbly. It looks like this. Then you start to wiggle. But if you're here, then your body is compensation. Slow. This is called 文 moving, right? So when I move, it's like I'm moving, right? Okay. Move. Right? You push on my hand. You see? Because it's controlled here in the legs. So you used to have strength in the action. So there's then you can feel the connection to legs. Yeah. So that's the challenge in your legs. And the coordination, right? Move to the left, move to the right. So you feel it through the leg, right? When you go this, you feel, and then it comes back. So, so if you watch Lam Jo do it, he has a posture. He goes, but he's not doing this. You see, because the Grandmaster Lam Jo, when he did, he only have a picture of him. You don't see him moving. All you do is just see a still shot. But the still shot that you see, you have to imagine the lines of energy in the movement. So when the hand comes, the strength is here. Your strength is here as well. Right. So you put your hand here, right? You see. So the intensity goes into the leg. And then now it's gone because I moved. So your leg. So, but it's not so obvious. Yeah, that's just the idea. Yeah. Then the hips have to be moving like this. And yeah, because the strength is not into into the legs. So after you do that, right, then you go to the next move. 1, 2, 1. Then you do your right. Then the next move. 1, lift. So lift your back. Right? This is in front of the here, eyebrow level, right? 2, 3. So here, scoop, drop, lift, drop, lift, drop, lift, drop, lift. Next, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So this is to the corner. Right? Hand is sideways like this. Tuck it in, close here. 2, other side. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So let's go back to here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 1, 1. That's typical chim kill, right? So you should be 1, 2. So the hands are here. And you're parallel to the floor, right? You get your legs okay? Okay. Let's do that. Okay, so when we're here, 1, 2, right? So this hand goes 1, this hand goes 2. But we're both doing it square. This is square, this is square. But when you're here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. You always have to put your elbow in the right position for you to make your, so here, 1, 2, 3, 4, here and here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. Sink your elbow, relax the shoulder. Ready? One more time. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sink, cover, push. 1. Again, push. 2. Again. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1. 1. Hand and elbow. 2. Hand and elbow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1. Again. 1. Sink. Now from here, cover. See, you have the, you don't want to start to block from here because you left a big hole here. You have to sink first. Because if my hand is here and he punches here, I have to do this first to create. So even though I'm going that corner, you're learning the transition. Because when your hand is here and he punches, I have to do this first. Because it's way out, I have to sink and create like a merge. And then, so that's the arc. Now, part of it is you're sinking because I'm sinking in the stance and I'm turning here. So you don't see a whole lot of arm movement because I'm sinking and changing my body form. Okay, so your hand, like this. Yeah. So those are, yeah, so see, you have to add that dimension of motion. Now it's a little different, feels different, right? Yeah. So that's what has to happen. So a lot of these things that appears to be so obvious, every posture has its, uniqueness as position, but the transition between the two is what sometimes we miss. We miss those because we're going from point A to point B, rushing through it. Whereas you should be here, 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 and then here. Because you always have to go through your center. You have to, just like when we step, you have to go to here. Right? And you step to go to here. Then you can define your leg work. And then there's some accuracy and precision. Now we're getting accuracy of patterns, but the accuracy of the stance has to still be part of that. So while this is evolving, that should be evolving. So at the same time, the relationship between this and this becomes a transition that becomes part of your overall movement. Then it becomes innate. You don't have to think about it. But while you're learning it, you have to at least be conscious of it. Then you have to think it through, see how it feels. Then at some point when it feels like what you think you saw, then you capture that. So that's, this is just the opening of Fu Hawk, right? So, but it's, then once you get to here, and we turn, then this is here, this is here. Together, 1. Yeah. So this is a hoop, right? If you can focus your wrist a little bit, that gives you the turn. So here, turn it out a little bit. Yeah, so that gives you that. And this a little bit lower. This one should be. And shoulder down a little. Yeah. Put those on the center line. That's your hoop strength. Kwang. Yeah. Not so far out. Rounding here. Right. Yeah. Boom. A little bigger. Just a little. Yeah. Because you park. So the movement itself has that final link position, right? But when you go like this, your hand actually, if you're just resting it here, it actually comes in. Oh, no, like this. No, just like this. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. So no, don't. Yeah. So ready? Yeah. See, so your hand actually does this too. So yeah. Yeah. So now I don't want to do it to your fingers because, yeah. So you're going out, but you also there's a tan. It's called tan kill. The hand is here, right? Here. So it comes out like boom. So it actually has two-dimensional movement. Comes up with. So that like that. So you can feel that it's out, and then there's. Right, you get done. Yeah. Okay, so we need Paul's attention now. Can you practice that? He gave you the whole history of the first opening of the form. Okay, so so actually, so that's your next form. How did you do? Pretty good. You remember? Did you memorize it? Oh. So, okay, so that's what we have in the beginning of form, because in Gung Kun and Fu Hak, you notice their forms in the beginning is very dynamic. You're building strength, structure, and dynamics in the movement. So it's everything that we do is really how the first part of the form is. Then the second part of the form leads into, if it was another style, it would be like first, routine 1 and routine 2. They say routine 1 is for training, routine 2 is for fighting, because the second half is mobile, agility, direction. So it's like you're being attacked from multiple directions. So that's how those creators of these forms were thinking. And why do they have all these directions? They're imagining setting up the scenarios for the different directions you may need to move in. But without knowing a direction or a technique, there's not a really good way of training. It's just arbitrary. But this isn't arbitrary. This is setting you up. Now, it takes a lot longer to do it this way than to just kind of jump into and try to use the technique. But this really maps out everything. As a routine, the mapping is direction, just like the road map outside. You know which direction you're going to be headed, and so that's, how we learn and how we can identify with, the combination of techniques. And because of the multiple postures that are linked together, and the variation from what leads into it teaches you how to be adaptive. You have adaptability. So sinking your elbow, relaxing the shoulder, the legs. This muscle memory is no different from this muscle memory. It's the same idea. So if you only go here when you go through the forms, then it doesn't want to go there. When you go there, now it feels like it's, a big challenge. But the thing is, if you go there enough, what happens is you go into the position, then the muscles that really shouldn't be involved with that will go away. They delete themselves, because your brain will figure out that you don't have to use those muscles. So part of your training is learning from consistency over and over again how to delete excessiveness. So when you go into a stance and your legs are killing you, like Justin's legs sometimes go in a horse stance getting tired, because you do other training, right? You do other physical exercise that's demanding on your legs. Like if you do squats or you do a lot of jumping, so your legs are used to that kind of action. Then when you go in and settle into a stance, now it feels like which muscles do you use? It's confused. So that's what happens. They freeze up because it's reactive. And when you train to lift heavy weights, as soon as you put resistance to it or any kind of stretch to the muscle, it responds thinking it just got attacked by 400 pounds. So you have to respond to it. That's why a lot of, remember Ted Wu? He used to be a bodybuilder and he squats with pretty heavy weights. He had a little trouble staying in a Tai Chi stance. And after a Tai Chi class, he was telling me he would get cramps going down the stairs. And it's not because his legs are weak. It's just that they respond in the way he's used to training. So those kind of muscles are explosive, but they don't have endurance. They don't have the type of endurance that we want. So if you're going to do a 20-minute Tai Chi with your legs bent like this, and halfway through it you start to cramp, how does your form stay fluid? It can't. And the reason for that is because when you use explosive movement, like heavy lifting or these guys that do these, that's explosive. It's recruiting the muscles to move at a simultaneous and spontaneously so that it creates a tremendous power. Our muscles are trained to cycle through it. The cycling through means that the program is saying, now you're tense, now you're tense, now you're tense at different areas of the body. So that cycling isn't going to be strong enough to lift 400 pounds because the movement, the strength is continuous. And then so it's kind of give and take, give and take. So for health reasons or for circulation, this is better. Because even some of the big bodybuilders that are really serious, you would say, they're exercising. Is it healthy? A lot of them have enlarged hearts. A lot of bodybuilders have enlarged hearts because of the it's the tremendous stress and force that they use to put their body through. So, if you're not bodybuilding and you're not going, doing marathons, then you should dial down some of the way you move, especially as you age, to control and regulate, the circulation and the kind of energy you're using. Because that stressed energy is really, it's a killer. It's going to actually do damage to you. So, and excessive, stuff on your muscles causes a lot of inflammation. And when you train, the only reason why you get stronger is because you do damage, minute damage, and then it reheals and it strengthens it and it keeps going. So it's a cycle, and then you have to, people that are serious about it have to eat certain diets. You have to have enough protein. You have to have, all different, supplements. So when we're in this position, okay, and we close it up. Let's close up the stance. Let's go do that next step, right? The next piece. Just that next, after this, and we go here, then we do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this happens too. 1, 2, 3. So it's right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because when you're blocking this way, you can't be double weighted. If you just stiff like this, while you're blocking, you're ready to fall backwards. You have to be here. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's almost like cloud hands. Yeah. One hand goes up, the other hand goes down, and you transfer it to the legs. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Yeah. Opposite side. Yeah. So your hand is moving because your legs are your foundation. So the legs don't have a foundation, then you won't. So if my leg is here, I go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Right. So Paul, go on this side, right? We like Right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you push into my leg, right? 1, yeah, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. So you can feel your legs working, right? Yeah. That's your root. That's your leg. Okay. Yeah. So you have to. So you train your strength to come from your feet up. Right? That's your. They say ki gin doi gya. Ki gin doi gya. The root is in your feet or your leg, right? So. Yeah. So every time you shift, you have a little bit of shift, go, shift, go. You push, right? Shift, push. Come this way, go. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So you feel your hand, yeah. So you say, oh, how do you build strength in your body? That's strength. Oh, and then you coordinate it with the hands and legs. Okay, we got to bow. It's time for. It's time to make up all that moisture. Okay, ready? To cool down.